Hey, today I want to talk about paying taxes as an online video creator. There are several things that you need to keep track of as an online video creator, especially if you're making product videos, getting paid from various sources and these kinds of things. It can get a little complicated. Right from the get-go though, I should say that I'm not a tax advisor at all. This is just what I'm doing, so take it as you will. This is not necessarily what you need to do at all. That being said, taxes are important. The IRS definitely wants their share of any kind of income that you have, so it's important to keep track of all this. Now, obviously, if you're outside the United States, it's going to be different for you. But as an online video creator in the United States, it's important to pay taxes. And I've found for me, it basically comes down to two things. One, keeping track of all of your income, and two, keeping track of all of your expenses. First, all of your income. It might seem straightforward at first. I get a paycheck from YouTube. That's for things like the AdSense, the ads on my videos, also channel memberships, super thanks, super stickers if you use those things. All that comes from YouTube in just one check per month. So that's easy to keep track of. Amazon, very similar in a lot of ways. Amazon actually splits it up from their various sources. So I get one deposit from their on-site influencer program, another deposit from their off-site, commissions from like affiliate sales. And because my videos are also reaching an international audience, each country I think will give me another deposit. I usually get money from Canada, United Kingdom at the very least, but only if my monthly threshold meets the minimum requirement, which is I think like $10 a month, something like that. But yeah, anyway, all of that comes into my bank account. It's automatically deposited. So that's pretty easy to keep track of. But when we're talking about income, we also have to expand from that. I get free products. Every free product that I get, I need to keep track of that as income. A company sends me a free product for a review, that's considered income. So that needs to be reported to the IRS. In addition to that, if I then sell that product, whether on eBay, Facebook Marketplace, even in person, that's also income. So I need to keep track of that income as well. If a company gives me an additional commission for doing a video review, that's also income. So there's a lot of income that you need to keep track of. If you do sponsored posts, if you sell merch, you have to have a way to keep track of all of your income so that you can report it at the right time to the IRS. So that's important. But number two, also expenses. And this could be a major part of it as well. Because while you might have all this income from various sources, you also have some pretty major expenses as well. Things like your computer, your cell phone, any products that you buy in order to review, sometimes travel expenses, anything relating to your online creation process. Oftentimes, at least some of it can be written off as an expense. That'll be deducted from your income. That way you're not paying taxes on your business expenses. That can make a huge difference in how much you actually have to pay to the IRS. So yeah, definitely keep track of all that. Keep track of your income from various sources and keep track of your expenses. Once again, I'm not a tax professional, but we pay quarterly taxes. We pay estimated quarterly taxes. And that's for two reasons. One, so you don't have a huge tax bill at the end of the year. But two, so that you don't have tax penalties at the end of the year. The IRS wants you to be paying your taxes 4 times a year. And if you don't do that, you'll have a tax penalty. Now, that being said, what you actually pay in taxes from all this is going to be dependent on a lot of different factors. One, do you have work outside of your online video creation process? My wife and I have other income as well, so what I'm receiving from all this video creation stuff is only a cherry on the top of our other income sources. How much you pay in taxes from your other income, all that, of course, is going to make a huge difference in what you actually pay when it comes to posting videos online. The recommended percentage that you actually set aside for taxes is about 30%. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to set aside 30% of all of your income, even outside of YouTube, or even that you need to set aside 30% of what you make from the video creation process. As we already said, there's expenses that you can deduct from that. But the safe thing to do would be to pay quarterly taxes on your estimated earnings for about 30% of what you're earning for that quarter. Here's what I do. I just think, what am I going to make in the next year? And then I go to the website, the IRS website, and then do automatic deductions from my bank account of 30% of what I expect to make from YouTube and Amazon in the next year. Divide that by 4, make it a quarterly payment, and you're done. I try to overestimate, which certainly can hurt a little bit when that quarterly payment comes up. But then at the end of the year, I'm hopefully getting some of that back. And honestly, that's probably not the best way to do it. If you keep your money for yourself and then make it work for you throughout the year, that's probably better. But I also like getting money back at IRS time rather than having to pay more. So that's just me. Like I said, this is not financial advice. You, do whatever works for you. Just make sure that you do it legally in accordance with all of your state and federal laws. And if you do that, you'll be fine. Hey, if I can do it, you can do it too. I'm just an average guy.